Hey guys, Thomas Leroy here. I turned this phone on thinking very much that there was something I wanted to say, or that should be saying, perhaps. But then I guess maybe it's just simply the spirit that is moving us for whatever reason, wanting us to be heard today. I don't know why, or what it would accomplish. Maybe it's a sign of some sort to different ones that this, that, or the other is true or not true. I can't tell you what it's about exactly. But what I can say is this. Golly, it got cold. Gee whiz, did the weather not take a cold snap there or what? That was pretty quick. I remember what was about a week ago or 10 days ago, whenever it first had that turn for the finality of winter coming. Mm, excuse me, getting a drink of coffee. Um, I Yeah, I still have this. I'm still getting these good smiles from some of our star friends, and there are some really good stars out there, folks. I have to, again, an awful lot of people think all of Hollywood is evil. Well, there's been a little bit of too much of a concentration there, obviously, but that doesn't mean every star, every movie star, is evil. Nor does, you look at rock and roll and go, it's all evil. Well, no, it's not. But what you can find is some of the darker things in just about everywhere. And including, I have seen examples of some fairly dark characters showing up as, like modern day gospel Christian rockers or something. But whenever I got to look at it, I was listening to like this one. It stands out in my mind. I was listening to their song, and I was like, and I was picking apart all the um, double entendres and the way the evil can be said without and it maybe be masked as possible good. And I was like, there's so many suspicious aspects to it. It's like, it's pretty much dismissive of it. I was saying, nah, you're not right. There's been a few songs that are like, what are you talking about? Is that a witch language? Um, but then whenever I saw the video, I was just like, oh, well, duh. Yeah, there you go. It's darkness. It's the evil incarnate type of, and it's hilarious, isn't it? Don't you think? They're standing out there, and whenever they're that dark and you can see it, that they're really that, and but yet still, they're acting like they might be of God, or I'm sure they use language that sounds like it, but which God, right? They might tell you straight up, oh, I pray to God several times every day. They're not going to tell you that His name is, Beelzebub, or or whatever, Asmodeus, or some other kind of demon name. Which reminds me of so many of the prophetic word people. It's like once you get to the point where you realize that, quote, God, unquote, is a label that they put on different people who are involved, depending on what level of involvement they're in, I guess, right? Um, yeah, they've done a great disservice, I wonder how far their guilt goes. Wonder how far it's reached. They're all life coaches and stuff. Which is, I think, is hilarity. Um, and I wonder if they've ever considered that they're not truly as successful and as accepted and as approved as they believe they are by anything good. But instead, that I wonder if they've ever thought of the possibility of the evil feeding back to them the signals that they needed to feel like I'm on the right path. and or is given, all these supposed subscribers or clicks, and they've got this little income, and they get to go meet people maybe at different times and have sessions with them through whatever means, telephone, Zoom calls, or something, and that they're not really getting paid for their actual help or their life coaching abilities or their the and but instead they're just being drawn further and further into interactions with darkness. What do you think? Do you think? Yeah, there was. I was thinking about doing a message on the tarot later. One of the little girls I was checking out just recently, um, calling herself an intuitive or whatever, and the, the newer, less commercialized term for psychic, I guess, or something like that. Um, which is so funny, because it reminds me of that other one that was like, since I've been talking to Jesus, I've been channeling so much more accurately, and it's just hilarious, how they're going to conflate Christ with all this other information that they've got. But I saw her, with a card the other day, and it's not that it was terrible. It's not like it was. It wasn't like it was a tarot card, right? It was some other kind of deck, I guess she was using, but still the same principle. And if there is any validity to the deck, then there's I mean, if there's any, like, let's say if it's something you can actually test it, to see if it works or whatever. The question is what's making it work, baby? So I'll probably do a video on that later. But past that, guys, we're feeling better. Yeah, there's been some trespassing, it seems like. Somebody was talking about how they need to be cut off. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I believe that too. And what I'm being told is it's an eventuality. It's inevitable. It's just that because of where they're at and such, and all that they've been able to force a certain amount of I don't know, I guess trespassing is what you'd call it. But that's going to end, from what I understand, and plus they're racking up a debt that they have to pay for. So, hey, I can look at it like this. They're doing this, that, and the other, but you know what? It's going to pay me back a whole bunch later. So I mean, if that's they want. And you know what is really funny, I think, is probably they're going to be the ones standing there with the bill. And the people that backed them all these times are going to be like, I don't know you. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. But hey, people do what they do. And I'm just going to stick with that Christmas spirit and the good smiles that's coming from heaven and all the good stars that are loving me. And as music is big for us, isn't it? It really is a thing. I never thought. Oh, wow. May the highest God's unfailing healing love rain upon you. We'll talk soon.